I think that's an important concept that we need to keep teaching, is that maneuvering down low is a specific set of, possibilities, limited compared to what you can do at 4,000 feet, but it doesn't mean your hands are tied.
Yes.
Right? You can still do something about it. It's one of the things that, the especially the low speed CEP stuff is engineered to cultivate some of those skills, but it's that even that is again oversimplified. But at the very least, to simplify sufficiently into just call it two different options. I need to maneuver, I'm down low, not maneuvering is not an option because I'm headed towards stuff. So what do I got? I got the begin to turn and see what I got. And if it turns out as I'm, oscillating into that turn that things are getting low and steep and kind of big, I'm gonna push on both brakes. That's one version. The other version is slow down first and make the maneuver and keep it slow. And see what you got after that. To simplify it at least into those simple two maneuvers. Is going to be something that I think we should be teaching from the very beginning. And I think that the fear of turning really low causes people sometimes to not adapt the pattern appropriately. You can turn a parachute to final approach 90 degrees at 100 feet. Most parachutes are capable of doing that. You might not be able to do sort of your regular turn, but 100 feet is pretty high up. People base jump from that, right? Not that they should, but they do. And so, given that, I think we need to start teaching how would you make a turn at 100 feet off the ground in a way that's not, so quote, careful that you rob yourself of a good landing because you're so slow. That causes something too, right? I didn't hook in, but I still broke my leg.
So how would you do it, Brian?
Well, I would be gentle in my turn to final, primarily leading with the harness, with not I'm not going to worry so much about keeping my roll angle 0. I still want to fly that coordinated path, but minimizing the roll angle and just being aware that I might have to give it a little bump at the end of that turn.
Like a little bit of a turn neutralization at the end of the turn.
Just a little bit of a bump, right? I'm in a low turn and I have to save myself. Well, I waited too long to solve that problem. That's on me. But if I'm high enough and I'm just a little on the low side, just a teeny bit, just that little bit of bump of the brakes towards the end of the turn, just on both hands. And of course, it's a lot of toggle pressure. You're traveling fast, a lot of pressure in the canopy. But that the knowledge that you can simply change the pitch angle during the turn early, but not so much that it causes a level off, right? You're just trying to shallow the angle at which you're approaching the earth. I mean, even my little cross brace canopies that I love so much, I can still make that turn at 100 feet. I'm not doing a front riser turn. I'm doing a turn method that's appropriate for that altitude. But in general, to roll into it initially and let it fall through the first piece of the turn and then increase angle of attack, possibly holding pressure through that whole transition into level flight. It can be done very effectively like that. What I wouldn't do is at 100 feet off the deck on a 69, go to brakes, bring it around, and now what? Because you don't have the altitude to recover your airspeed again on a little parachute like that. You come off the brakes even an inch and it's going to go straight at the ground. To notice where the parachute is with respect to the pitch axis, notice the direction of flight relative to the earth, and make good choices, to know that during a turn, you can increase the angle of attack and the amount of lift that the parachute's producing at any point during that turn. But I wouldn't go into the maneuver with a lack of energy, personally.
And realize how thankful you are for your existence.